young scholar. His first teacher was Saint Diarmaid on Inch Ciarán Island on the Shannon's wide Loch Ree. But it was on the shore of another river, the legendary Boyne, that Ciarán's destiny began to unfold. Today, some intriguing archaeological earthworks and a Church of Ireland parish church are all that mark the site of the celebrated monastery of Clonmacnoise. The sole surviving relic is this excellent 15th century octagonal sculptured font, which incorporates the figure of Saint Finian, tutor of the saints of Ireland. A tower of gold over each sea plain, he will give a hand to help my soul, Finian the fair, a lovable root of vast Clonard. Many colourful tales of St. Ciarán's life have been passed down to us. When he went to study with St. Finian, it was the custom for students to bring their own supplies. Ciarán's dun cow from his Connacht homeland proved to be an excellent milker, supplying the entire monastery. Not surprisingly, her skin was to become one of the relics of Clonmacnoise, and it was said that whoever died lying on it would not suffer the torments of hell. After Clonard, Ciarán went on to study at other famous Irish monasteries. He followed the great highway westwards to St. Enda's monastery amidst the limestone pavements of Inishmore, the largest of the Aran Islands. Strategically placed for the propagation of ideas and set midway on the main western seaway, the three islands of Aran Aran of the Saints, are still dotted with ruined churches bearing the names of early Irish missionaries. This site, dedicated to St. Ciarán, nestles in the shelter of a rock face. It contains the remains of a finely decorated transitional church. Nearby is the monastery's timepiece, a cross whose decorated holed stone is believed to be a sundial. Discipline was the order of the day on Inishmore. Under Abbot Enda's rule, life was rigorous in the extreme. The monk's day was strictly divided into fixed periods of sacred study, prayer, and labor, marked out by the relentless movement of the sun and set to the tune of the monastery bell. Armed with Finian's learning and Enda's discipline, the stage was now set for Ciarán's great challenge, the establishment of his own clan or community. On his return to his homeland, Ciarán's pioneering band first settled on Loch Ree, but soon moved further south to Clonmacnoise, this busy crossroads at the centre of Ireland. When Ciarán came to this spot, he met a young man, Diarmaid, a prince of the Inale family. Diarmaid had been exiled by the reigning King Tual. Prince and priest laboured to build a small wooden church. Grateful, Ciarán prayed for Diarmaid, saying to him, "Thou shalt be king tomorrow." The next day, Tual fell in battle, and the exile returned to Tara to become the first Irish king to be crowned as a Christian, and offering 100 churches to God and to Ciarán. But but Ciarán only lived to see the first small wooden and wattle buildings completed. 7 months after their foundation, he died of the Yellow Plague, a pestilence that had raged across Europe and had killed half the population of Ireland. He was 33, and the year was 549. Choirs lasting, melodious around Ciarán, if you should mention him, with the victorious tumult of great Clonmacnoise. Despite Ciarán's premature death, the school founded by him became one of the most illustrious seats of learning in the Christian world, the centre of Irish art and literature. Alcuin of York, famed tutor of Charlemagne, is said to have studied enough here to be noted in the Anglo-Saxon chronicles as the best teacher among the Scots. Clonmacnoise profited by her position on the borders of Connacht and Royal Meath, securing support from both provinces. With material fortunes improving, the monastery was able to maintain a scriptorium, and scribes labored from the 8th to the 10th century. Here were compiled the extensive annals of Clonmacnoise and Tigernach. And the earliest known manuscript in the Irish language, Laur na Huire, the Book of the Dun Cow, recounting the legendary Táin Bó Cúailnge, the heroic epic of Cuchulainn and the war between Ulster and Connacht. Apart from academic work, artistic activities flourished. Goldsmiths, silversmiths, and other craftsmen were busy. The prosperity of the 11th century church can be seen in the technical brilliance of the metalwork of the period, never to be surpassed in later times. The crozier of the abbots of Clonmacnoise, now displayed in the National Museum of Ireland, is enshrined in an intricate and delicately crafted case of bronze. The finely decorated shrine of the Stowe Missal names the metalworker as Donacha Utachan of the community of Cluan. There are many graves of the great warrior clans of pre-Norman Leinster at Clonmacnoise, the O'Connors, the O'Malloys, and the O'Culmoynes. And the warriors of Éireann in their famous generations slumber there. Each church and oratory has its royal associations. The cathedral was restored by King Flann in the 10th century, and he is associated with the magnificent High Cross of the Scriptures. The inscription on the base begs, "A prayer for King Flann, a prayer for the King of Ireland." Temple Connor was built and endowed with lands and riches by King Cathal. The tragic Dervagilla, whose abduction by Dermot MacMurrough led to the Anglo-Norman invasion of Ireland, completed the building of the Nuns' Church and died at Mellifont in 1193. It is not easy now to imagine what that early monastic settlement looked like. But archaeological research is recovering the outline of its timber buildings and adding to our knowledge of daily life in the monastery. In its developed form, Clonmacnoise was a site of great complexity, covering an area of more than 10 acres. But all this wealth of architecture and learning came under vicious attack. Between the 8th and 12th centuries, fire ravaged Clonmacnoise 13 times. and the Vikings plundered it on 8 occasions. Irishmen attacked it 27 times, and the Anglo-Normans 6. After each assault, the monks rebuilt, although 12th century church reforms considerably reduced the influence of Clonmacnoise. During the great building boom of the 15th century, the figures of St. Dominic, St. Patrick, and St. Francis appear on the new cathedral doorway. The English garrison at Athlone finally reduced it to a ruin in 1552. Ciarán city had not a bell large or small, or an altar or a book or a gem or even glass in a window from the wall of the church out, which was not carried off. Considering this continuous onslaught, it is amazing anything survives. While no monastery existed from the 16th century onwards, Clonmacnoise never lost its religious significance. It continued to be used as a burial ground, and in the 17th century, what is known as Temple Dowling was rebuilt and roofed. Today, as we stand among its many churches, 2 round towers, its high crosses, and over 600 fragments of early grave slabs, and look out over the generous floodplain of Ireland's longest river, it is easy to see why Clonmacnoise remained such a powerful symbol of early Christianity. For over 1400 years, people have visited this monastic site. Many have come on pilgrimage. The end of the ancient Pilgrim's Road can still be seen in the well-trodden flagstones leading to Temple Ciarán, the oratory or tomb of Saint Carán이, the smallest and yet most significant of the monastic structures on the site, the focus of every pilgrimage to Clonmacnoise. A 17th century visitor recorded that the people still kept the saint's hand as a sacred relic in Temple Ciarán, and a pinch of clay from the site, spread in the 4 corners of a field, is still said to guarantee a healthy crop. Saint Ciarán's feast day is celebrated in September, the patron or pattern day. William Bulfin, the travel writer, describes the devotion, customs and gaieties that went on there for long years. A husband and wife from beyond the Shannon have come fasting to do the stations. The man is giving out the Lord's Prayer in Irish. The woman gives the response in Irish. Irish, the tongue in which the monks of Clonmacnoise lectured and wrote. Today, ecumenism prevails here. The Church of Ireland and the Roman Catholic congregations annually organize a special day of religious ceremonies. Pope John Paul II, following in the footsteps of saints and kings, preached here on his Irish pilgrimage in 1979. In Victorian times, less pious visitors came to Clonmacnoise, a favourite picnic spot for the gentry from Athlone, reclining in leisurely fashion against the headstones while consuming dainty sandwiches. It was also a popular location for school outings. And there were numerous tales of the amorous nonsense which went on at the north doorway to the cathedral. The Whispering Arch. Until 1955, the ruins alone were maintained as national monuments. But in that year, the Church of Ireland transferred the whole site to the Office of Public Works, thus enabling a comprehensive conservation scheme to commence. More recent concern for the security and condition of the carved stonework, of which Clonmacnoise has by far the richest collection, has led to their preservation indoors in this modern building. Ciarán's great legacy is a valuable and vulnerable resource. Today, the Office of Public Works is engaged in an extensive management program to ensure the conservation of one of the country's most treasured early Christian monuments. This place of pilgrimage and prayer, at the crossroads of ancient Ireland, Clonmacnoise, Ciarán's city fair.